Digging myself a hole for the beginning of June, unfortunately. One crucial rule that I completely ignored today. We'll talk about that today in Market Open Trading. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, I am down. If I add all that up for you, it's $572 on the day. Now, there is one crucial rule that I did not pay attention to. Rule number 4 says start out with 3 losing trades and you are done for the day. Now, the reason why those rules are in place is to save me money. Now, I thought about it for a second after I took my second trade on CCL, and after that I just I knew I was breaking it after the third or fourth trade, and this is what happens. That's why the rules are in play. You don't listen to them, you end up losing more money than you really should. So now let's talk about the trades that I took this morning. CCL and CUK were my main candidates for a short. They're related. They trade very similar. So let's talk about the first trade I took. I took on CCL this morning. I waited for the pull-up. So I was gapping down, came back up. Now, I usually wait for them to go green, come back, and then fail. So right here it bounced around the 61 mark with these topping tails. So I put my stop at high a day up here at 61.23. I took 400 shares short right at 60.99. So I was looking for somewhere around 60.50 for me to be able to take my profits. So as you can see, it sold off completely. This candle right here, it hit 60.49. I could have taken it, but I didn't. I was just not quick enough, and it wasn't really quite enough. I think I probably needed it a little bit under that. I was trying to hit at least the $200 mark. Yes, I do realize that it's only a couple of cents, but when it starts flushing like this, you figured, okay, well, it'll go a couple more cents. It's only the beginning of the day. But no, I was wrong. It actually ended up coming right back, and this time I actually ended up exiting right on time because it hit my 1-to-1. As soon as it hits 1-to-1, I put my stop loss at break even, and if it goes 2-to-1, I take my profits. So this basically ended up going 2-to-1, but it did not. I did not take my profits, unfortunately. So it ended up going against me. Now I was waiting there. For it to fail back under 61. So if you'll notice, I actually got back in at 60.96 at 9:40. So probably here. Yep. And I said, okay, anything over 61.07, I'll go ahead and get out. So I didn't end up losing anything on this. I ended up losing 1 cent, so like $4 or so. And then I got back in. I got kicked out at 61.97. Ended up losing like $40 or so. And then I took one more trade short again at 61.05, right at 9:47. I just had it out for this thing. So let's see here. So 9:40 was a short, covered at 9:42 right here, so right at 9:47 right here in this candle. Right here I wanted it to fail at 61.06. Let's see here. So yep, 61.06. To me, this would be a failure of it going higher. It was under the 9. It wasn't under VWAP, but typically with this type of trade you have to do that. So right here, I ended up taking it. You see if it bounced here 3 times at 61.07. So the crack of that, to me, meant a failure. So it came down to 61, hit VWAP, and then started climbing higher. So you'll notice I got kicked out at CCL right at 9:48. So that's 3 trades right there. I should have gotten out of this. I think I was maybe down. Yeah, so I was down total on CCL. I was down $89. So that would have been fine with me. I should have stopped there, and it wasn't working, obviously. But no, I ended up throwing that out the window. Took a trade on Starbucks. Now, Starbucks looked decent. I actually ended up taking it on the 5-minute Now the problem with this is that there's two separate levels here of support. So if you look back on the 1 year chart, so actually let me put this, and we'll go back to right here. Oops. So you'll see we're gapping down here, and there's a bottoming tail here and a bottoming tail here. So that means that there's a lot of support in that area. Now, let's here on the 5-minute. I ended up taking it at the VWAP projection. So here, stop is high of this candle. Entries next candle make a new low. So it went in, came all the way back down. This candle actually ended up coming right back to VWAP. It started climbing up and over, and now it's starting to head sideways. I kind of suspect that it's gonna just bounce sideways here, back and forth between these two. So I ended up losing $112 on Starbucks. Then I took a trade on Twitter. Twitter was my main candidate here for a long, but took 2 trades on it. Just did not end up working out either one. So Twitter right at 10:01, right here in this candle. So I believe it was I think it was a 1-minute flag. Switch this over. Twitter was at 10:01. Actually, no, it's probably, yeah, it was here in this candle. So I took it here on the 5-minute chart, right at 10:01, 39.92. I waited for it to pull back, hold the 9. My stop was actually going to be down here at 39.67. And as you can see, it came up near 40, bounced off, came back, cracked below VWAP. This is a candle that actually ended up kicking me out. I got kicked out at 39.65, so I ended up losing over $100 on that. And yeah, right after that, it's not really quite a flag, but I was hoping it's not a strategy, by the way. I was hoping that the 9 here was going to hold and it was just going to keep bouncing higher. It's just that Twitter it's just the main candidate for a long. It's the most active stock on the NYSE, and I just knew that there's a lot of upside momentum on this thing. Now, also with there being a lot of upside momentum, you'll see Twitter here is pulled up. It's got 32 million shares. It's only 10:50 in the morning. It's a little crowded. There's a lot of interest, both long and short, people taking profits. People are going long on it because it's at all-time highs. So it ended up getting slammed back down here under this 40 mark. So after I took this trade on it, let's talk about the other trade I took on Twitter. So I wanted to scalp it over the $40 mark. So right here, I went in right at 10:32. So it ended up going above 40. I got in right at 40.02, but I got slammed back down. I ended up getting kicked out at 39.83. So total losses on Twitter is 271. And yeah, right after I think Starbucks and YY, that's the second rule that I ignored. That was rule number 5. So rule number 5 is max loss is $300. So ignored rule number 4 and rule number 5 today. So definitely ended up paying for it. Now let's go back and talk about the trade on YY. YY was also one of my long candidates. It had a decent daily chart. It didn't have any resistance for a while. Let's see here. Let me see if let me bring up the 6 months. So currently we're at 122. The next point of resistance was somewhere up here at 125.83. So we had about $2-3 until the next point of resistance, but it doesn't have any momentum really going forward. It is trending up slowly. It's just that at this point right here, so pulled back, came back to VWAP in the 9, it held, and I wanted to get in here over 123. I got in at 123.07 right at 10:04. My stop was going to be 122.06 or 122.07 actually. And I ended up getting in at 10:04, so right here in this candle. And it ended up next one ended up crashing and coming back down below my stop. So just immediately it came back down. No reason. The market was still going up actually during that time. It's just didn't end up working. So not a good setup on YY. Ended up losing $100. And what was my other trade? So CCL, Starbucks, we talked about that one. YY, Twitter. Yep, that is those are all the trades. Now, what I did wrong today, obviously I ended up breaking 2 of my rules. So it took 3 trades. They were all wrong. Should have stopped there. Then on top of that, rule number 5 says max loss is $300. So could have stopped there. I think I was down actually like 280 or 380 or something like that. And then that's when I took that last trade on Twitter where I wanted to scalp it at over the $40 mark. There. So unfortunately, digging myself a hole for June. It is June 5th so far right now. So down a couple $100. I did all right on the first, down $85 on Monday. And today is the big loss. So, you know, that's what you get for breaking your rules. The rules are there to keep you from losing money. So, definitely going to take that into account going into tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have not joined us yet on their Facebook group, make sure to do that. The link will be down in the description below, where I post my watch list for you guys every single day. Lastly, if you guys are curious on how I learn how to trade, I provided you guys with the discount code in the description. It comes with one-on-one mentoring, classes, and buying power. So make sure to take advantage of that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.